Hey Philip, hey Sammy, it's Tuesday. And today, Philip, I want to answer your question about graffiti and its relationship with art. As a whole, tagging, graffiti, vandalism seems like a rampant problem growing worse by the day. It seems our generation is more obsessed than ever with writing on walls. But really? It's a lot older than it appears. So graffiti isn't anything new. Just look at the Lascaux cave in southwestern France. They're some of the most famous cave paintings in the world. They were created almost 17,000 years ago. Well, after that, the Egyptians drew hieroglyphs on their walls. These date back to 3400 to 3200 BCE. And yesterday, I found these in the gas station on the bathroom wall. It seems as a species we are determined to smear every clean surface, to fill any empty space, to leave our mark for others to see. But why? A famous graffiti artist, Banksy, perhaps said it best.
You're 14, 15, it's a big world out there, you want to make your mark, and no one listens to a word you say. Whereas, one night, one spray can, all of a sudden, people notice you.
In fact, most graffiti is made by the young. According to a 2011 statistic from the NSW justice system in Australia, 71% tagging is done by 10 to 17-year-olds, and the remaining is mostly done by 18 to 29-year-olds. But it's not just age. After describing a careworn and decrepit hotel room, author Gregory Roberts wrote, "It was the kind of room that moved people to write their name and other messages on the walls, just as men do in prison."
Cells.
Implying it's not just the person, but the place, which drives you to draw your name in 4-foot letters. And it's the poorer part of the city, forgotten by polite society, that suffers the worst. Tagging, therefore, is a sign of an existential crisis that isn't being resolved in any other way. Because when a person feels there is nothing they can become, that they're stuck in their subpar lot in life, in a prison of their own socioeconomic status, they leave mementos, to be remembered, to be acknowledged as real. All art is looking for attention, Philip. And even though art is creative where vandalism is destructive, they are not mutually exclusive. All tagging is art. Yes, even the bathroom wall. Not all art is good art, but they all cry into the night saying, "Hey, I was here. Remember me." Quality has never been a requirement of art, Sammy. A first grader's creation is probably quite bad, but it's still art. And good or bad, all tagging is vandalism. Any illegal change to another's property without permission is vandalism. Even Banksy, who got some permission retroactively, is vandalism. Nevertheless, we often excuse the bad in the talented and the beautiful. So a lot of us forgave Banksy and others like him because what they created was funny, incisive, or beautiful. But every time they go after a public or a private place without express approval, it's a crime. And it's art. The expression to read the writing on the wall comes from the Tanakh, the Old Testament, in the book of Daniel. In the 6th century BCE, a Babylonian king named Belshazzar held the Jewish people captive when one night, during a party he was throwing, a mysterious message appeared on his palace wall. The next morning, after the king's wise men failed to read the writing on the wall, he called upon Daniel to interpret the message. Daniel said, "God intended for the king and his kingdom to fall. The king was dead before the end of the day." If we as a society fail to read the writing on the wall, fail to act to counter the lost feeling that haunts our urban youth, then what will happen to us? Philip, Sammy, that's it. I gotta go.